Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry my voice sounds a little bit like this. I am feeling a little bit under the weather right now, but just please bear with me as I make this video. This will be my first video of this type, so hopefully it goes well. Again, thank you for watching. This is just the beginning of this, and I just gonna lay out my thoughts and feelings towards Star Wars right now and what the great job that Dave Filoni is doing over at Disney Star Wars. Now, it's no secret that Disney has not had the best reputation since they've bought Star Wars. It just seems to have lost its soul a little bit. You know, Star Wars used to mean something bigger to the bigger audience and to the smaller audiences of Star Wars, but now it just kind of seems to have lost its luster a little bit. But we have a few people at Disney Star Wars who are in place to take up the line. And one of the first people I honestly think about is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. But the first person I want to talk about is Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is crafting something beautiful with Ahsoka. His attention to detail, his love for the series is all very prominent in the show. You can tell he really does care for the series, the small details, everything along those lines. It's just you could tell just how much they care for the series. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, you can tell how much they care for Star Wars, and leads me to one question: Disney. Why the heck are they not in charge of all of Disney Star Wars? These two men right here are able to craft something great, and you guys are literally just sitting there waiting on it like you just want somebody else to come and take the mantle. When no, these two have showed you exactly who they are and how much they care for this series and how much they want to make you money at the end of the day. And my other point is, Disney knows that they make a lot of money based off of just Star Wars alone. I mean, here's a picture of Galaxy's Edge in Disney California Adventure, obviously in California, but they have one in Florida as well. How do I know? I've been there before. There's a lot of cool stuff. There's a Millennium Falcon, a lot of great stuff that, cost quite a bit to make. So at the end of the day, Disney knows that Star Wars makes money. So what if fans been complaining about with Star Wars for a long time now is that there's no substance. It's just not George's Star Wars. They're trying to change a lot of stuff here. So why not go back to a guy like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau that know about Star Wars? They love Star Wars just as much as we do as fans. And it's just kind of crazy how they don't see that. Now it's either they don't see it or they do see it and they just don't care. I mean, we have seen a lot of instances in where Disney wants to be in control of everything. Side note, that picture is actually me at Disney at Galaxy's Edge, showing that, I'm a fan of both Disney and Star Wars, but I love Star Wars more. Let's be honest here. I mean, I am more of a fan of Star Wars than I am of Disney at the end of the day. I was a fan of Star Wars ever since I was a little kid. And it's never going to change at this point. At this point in my life, I've been a fan of Star Wars way longer than I have been a fan of Disney. Now, this is a bit more off topic, but it's definitely something I think is going on at Disney. That Provost Park Pass actually made a video on it, and he's not really a YouTuber for Star Wars or anything like that, just a theme park YouTuber. He's a really cool guy, honestly. You should check out a few of his videos. I'll probably put a link in the description later on, just because I plugged him in this video. But what he said in the video was Disney and the fans are having a disconnect right now. Something going on at Disney is causing and I don't really want to be rude, but there's just been this huge disconnect with fans at Disney. Disney wants to keep Kathleen Kennedy in charge and Rian Johnson, all these people who have proven to make bad Disney or bad Star Wars stuff. They make bad Star Wars stuff. And then recently with Indiana Jones, it's kind of proven that Kathleen Kennedy makes bad stuff altogether. And since 2012, we've had to deal with Kathleen Kennedy. Why are we still dealing with that? It doesn't make any sense. And I truly do feel for the sequel trilogy, honestly, because I felt like they didn't even have a chance after the seventh movie. The seventh movie actually set up something pretty cool, but I feel like after that, it just didn't even have a chance. And I actually have a hot take that will actually have everybody gets pissed off at me for this hot take, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Oh, my hot take is the sequel characters, Rey, Kylo, everybody, they all had pretty high potential. And honestly, I know. They all had pretty high potential, in my opinion, but I feel as though it was marred by bad writing, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and the rest of them. I'm pretty sure if we would go back, just hear me out, please hear me out. Hear me out, please, on this point. Just this one. if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were to go back and retcon the sequels and rewrite them to be where they should be, or where I think they could be potentially at, with George Lucas's original idea of the sequel trilogy, I honestly think the sequel trilogy would have been way, 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 way better. And I think these characters, since we didn't know them, we had no emotion, it would have just been perfect. But it was, unfortunately, it was ruined by Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and Disney greed. Now, I say all this just to say this. We need true direction at Star Wars. What the fans want is not what Disney wants, but at the end of the day, Disney needs to choose the better of the two. It's either you keep operating at a loss and you keep having Star Wars get review bombed and all that stuff and have people checking out, or you move on and you actually just give the fans what they want, which is Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau at the lead, and we can have Star Wars come back and be just as good as it used to be. Now, of course, I'm not going to say that they won't make any mistakes, but it will be just as good. I mean, look at Ahsoka. Ahsoka has been, possibly, at least in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion, the best piece of Star Wars we've had in a very, very, very long time, since Disney has acquired Star Wars. Now, we've had other good projects such as Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. Season 3 kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Boba Fett hasn't been that great, but outside of Rogue One, this is possibly the best Star Wars that we've had to date. And it's just going to keep going on. And you notice the two at the top, right? Two at the top, spearheading this process forward, is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. As you see here in the picture, they're with George Lucas. And I just don't understand why Disney doesn't want these two to take over. I mean, it's obvious that they have passion to go through George still, and they still love Star Wars at the top. But honestly, at the end of the day, it just seems like Disney just wants money. They just want to keep milking Star Wars for the money, because Star Wars is a big name. My final plea and my final thoughts, honestly, on this is that these two deliver quality Star Wars. And that's what we've been lacking, what we've been missing, is quality Star Wars. When we get quality Star Wars, then obviously the fans will praise it. But for the most part, these two are delivering some of the best quality Star Wars that we've seen in a long time. And what we need is quality Star Wars, not quantity Star Wars. No more quantity. We just want to have quality at this point. With quality Star Wars, you'll get way more money out of this, honestly, Disney. I mean, if you look at the optics and just listen to the fans, you'll get so much more money. You'll get more people at the parks. I guarantee you get more people everywhere buying Star Wars merch, all that stuff. And what we need is quality, no more quantity. Just please make it so that we can have great shows like Ahsoka and Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. I mean, if you honestly add up the numbers, we're at a negative deficit in terms of movies, shows, and everything along the lines. I mean, Obi-Wan was a complete, utter disappointment, and although it was hyped up, but, you know, we were operating at a loss here in terms of Star Wars fandom and in terms of money lost. So, honestly, just make it happen. Make Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau the leaders of Star Wars. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed listening to me talk over this video, and hopefully some of you guys agree with me in terms of having Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni be the leads of Star Wars. Sorry again because my voice is a little hoarse and I'm breathing all weird because I'm currently sick right now. But you know, I just had a lot on my mind and wanted to get some stuff off my chest. So anyway, I really do think that Star Wars will be in a better place with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni as the lead. I just really do believe that it sucks that a lot of people aren't checking out Star Wars or Ahsoka right now just because of, you know, their past hurt for Disney, and it's all justified. But I really do recommend people watch it. It's some of the best Disney Star Wars that we've had, just some of the best Star Wars that we've had in general, honestly, in my opinion. But, you know, thanks for watching, and thanks for keeping up with my voice because I'm sick, and may the force be with you, and have a great rest of your guys' day. Thank you for watching.